Hi guys, Joko here again, and for this video I have a really special board I made that I would like to share with you and get your comments on. But before we get to that, I hope you guys could give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button below to help this channel where I have a lot of guitars and good vibes in every video. Your little click helps me and my channel out in a big way, so thank you guys. Alright, let's get to it. So here's my board. It's an all NUX Stompbox board. You guys might have noticed that I've been using NUX multi-effects modelers in my videos and live gigs, but hey, I also love using Stompboxes because I have to confess, I have a severe case of gear acquisition syndrome. Yeah, I have a bad case of gas. And also because Stompbox setups offer you a different kind of fun when you use them, and I know I'm gonna have fun with this setup I built right here. I've been performing live for quite a while now, almost 9 years I think. So aside from my main band, which I perform my guitar instrumental songs with, I also do session work for other bands and artists. And like most gigging guitar players, I don't have a roadie or a tech to help me carry and set up my rig, so I try to set up my boards to be small and light, but the setup must be very versatile to fulfill the requirements of the band or artist I'm playing for. So I built this setup for other gigs and session guitar work, particularly for pop, jazz, R&B, and neo soul bands and projects. And for this demo, I'll be using this guitar from PJD Guitars. This is the PJD St. John Standard, and it sounds like heaven. So this has humbucker on the bridge and P90 on the neck, which makes this a really cool and versatile guitar. Shout out to PJD Guitars from UK for letting me try this baby out. And I'll be using my Headrush FR 108 for my live sound, which is a full range, flat response powered speaker, so you'll hear this setup without any preamp or speaker coloration. So my pedal board is made by GC Rockboard. It's another custom one. GC Rockboard builds all of my pedal boards, by the way. And on the board are these really cool and colorful NUX mini core pedals. And the big one is the Queen of Tone, again from NUX. And this pedal is from their Verdugo series. Let's go through them one by one. First on my chain is the NUX mini called series called Pulse. It's an impulse response pedal that has a lot of great guitar cab impulse responses emulated from tried and tested cabs and speakers like the Twin Reverb 2x12, Jazz Chorus 2x12, an AC30 2x12, and a 4x12 cab with V30s, and a lot more. 24 to be exact. And my personal favorites are these two. A 1960s type modeled after a Marshall 1960s 4x12. And I use this for lead and rhythm. So here's how it sounds by itself. Yeah, and here's how it sounds without the pulse. Yeah, so what you hear is the clean DIs from the guitars, but when you open this, it has a little bit of coloration. Now let's add a little bit of drive to it. Let's add a little bit more gain to it. Okay. Now, here's how it sounds without the IR. Now, that's the straight drive sound without any speaker coloration. So it sounds a little bit harsh, and for me, it really sounds much better with an IR on. My other favorite is a Twin Reverb 2x12, which I use for clean and funk. Now here's how it sounds without the IR. Yeah, and again with the IR. Yeah, You can also use this pedal for bass because it also has onboard bass IRs, and check this out. Acoustic guitar IRs that emulate a really cool selection of Gibson, Martin, and Taylor acoustic guitars. My go-to acoustic IR is this one. This is based on the Taylor 814 with an under-the-saddle piezo pickup. It sounds really nice. I also use this when I play country type songs where I play for a good friend of mine. Yeah. Another really useful feature of this baby that I love is its onboard reverb, which is controlled by this space knob right here. It's a pretty cool feature to have if you want to add a little wetness to your sound. I use just a bit to get a little depth to it, around 10-20%. I get most of my reverbs from another cool pedal that we'll see later. Another cooler feature of this baby is it has recording capabilities because it's also a USB interface. So just plug it into your computer via USB-C and you're good to go for your guitar recording stuff. So my setup here is my USB-C cable connected to the USB port of the NUX Pulse. Then I'm connected straight to my computer, recording everything, recording the guitar that you're hearing right now on Logic Pro. So it's easy as that. And on top of that, it also has a desktop editing software. So if you want, you can easily replace the onboard IRs with third-party IRs. You can also easily EQ your IRs. You can cut some lows or cut some highs. And you can also set the volume levels for each output, the phones in main out using the software. And of course, for live performances, this baby plays a very important function on my rig because from this pedal, I can route my output to first an FR speaker for my stage volume. So usually I have a Laney FR112 in live gigs, but now I have a Headrush FR108. And second, this baby has a phones out which I route to the front of house. So in order to do that, I use this cable. It's a TS to XLR cable, and I have this adapter so I could connect the 1/8 jack to the NUX Pulse. So this end goes to the NUX Pulse and this end goes to the front of house. You can also set it as mono or stereo for stereo effects. So in order to do that, you just hold the small switch, the TS switch, while booting up to set this up. If the LED flashes blue, it's in mono. If the LED flashes red, it's in stereo. I'm testing this one on mono because I'm going to use this board with other bands where I have a role to play. I don't want to overpower the vocalists and the other members of the band, so setting this in mono will be more than fine. You can also set it as true bypass or buffered. On boot up, just hold the foot switch and check the LED light. Next we have here is the NUX Damp. It's a 3-in-1 reverb pedal that gives you 3 reverb types. A plate reverb based on the EMT 104, which is one of the most popular studio reverbs ever. Here's how it sounds dry. Now with the reverb on. The spring, which is a classic spring reverb. And a hall reverb based on the Lexicon 224, which is my go-to reverb. This is actually one of the most versatile reverb types I've ever used because other than the guitar, I also use this reverb on vocals and drums. Alright, here's how it sounds. It also has a freeze option, so you can freeze a note that you can drone over. To do this, just play a chord or a note, then hold the foot switch down. Yeah, and holds the tail so you can drone over anything. And again, you can also set it as mono or stereo. Next, we have the Edge delay. Like the Damp, the Edge is a 3-in-1 delay pedal with 3 types of delays. The Phi delay, a digital delay with a golden ratio second repeat head. I use this delay type on the MG30 for my presets ever since it came out on the V3 software update. It's more natural, yet it adds a lot of dimension to my sound. Here's how it sounds. It also has an analog delay modeled after the BBD delay or Bucket Brigade device delay. It's used on the Boss DM2 delay. So here's how it sounds. Yeah, it's very warm, very nice for lead playing. And my favorite, the tape delay, which is modeled after the tape echo machine. And here's why. So for this setup, I have the Damp reverb on. It's on spring reverb and the Edge delay on tape. Great saturation on the repeats, and the repeats blend well with the notes, and the repeats just warps the notes right for me. It also has a smart tap tempo, which you can easily engage by tapping the foot switch repeatedly. It also has USB-C connectivity for firmware updates. Yeah, this baby is already packed with the classic delays that we all love, but it's also equipped with modern tech. And yeah, you can also set it at mono or stereo. Next is my absolute fave in this setup, the NUX Voodoo Vibe. It's a univibe pedal that has 2 modes. The Vibe mode, which gives you an instant Jimi Hendrix tone. Here's how it sounds without the Vibe. And with the Vibe, great for double stops and Jimi Hendrix-y chords. And when used for lead, it adds a 3D effect to your sound. Then you have a chorus mode, which has an auto filter character that's great for spanky leads and funky rhythm. Yeah, I'm really vibing on this pedal. Next, we have the NUX Mini Super Chorus. This baby will give you an instant Eric Johnson clean tone, which for me is still the standard when it comes to electric guitar clean tones. This baby is based on the TC Electronics Stereo Chorus Flanger, which is considered one of the best modulation pedals over the past 5 decades. This baby has 3 modes. First one's a chorus. Then the pitch modulation, which gives you a light chorus sound here. And a flanger mode. My go-to mode for the ultimate Eric Johnson experience is the chorus mode. So for this sound, I have the Pulse on at the TR212, which is the twin reverb cabinet. Then the damp reverb, the edge delay, and the mini super chorus. I almost use this exclusively for cleans, and I rarely use this on top of my lead sound because I just love it on cleans. For my lead sound in this setup, I already use the Voodoo Vibe to get some 3D effect on my lead tone. And like the edge delay, this baby is equipped by NUX's game-changing DSP, which can model the BBD chip circuitry to achieve that lush analog chorus effect. And finally, the big one. This pedal is called the Queen of Tone, which is one of the latest pedals of NUX under the Verdugo series. It's actually a dual overdrive pedal which combines the NUX Horseman here and the NUX Morningstar. First, the Horseman. Has really great mids. It also has a generous amount of gain, and yet it still sounds really warm. And the other drive is the NUX Morningstar, which is based on the classic blues breaker tone here. Yeah, It's very transparent, and this is my always on pedal. It's my main drive and preamp pedal. Yeah, because it sounds really transparent. It also has great compression, so I don't need another compression pedal anymore in this setup. So here's the routing switch. This selects which drive you want to use as your main drive or the first drive on your chain, and for the second one as your boost or tone shaper. Then you have the drive modes for each pedal. Silver for the Horseman and Shine for the Morningstar. And to activate this drive mode, just turn on the pedal, then hold the foot switch, then you activate the drive mode. I use the Shine mode in the Morningstar as my main drive. So this is my always on drive, and it provides my main preamp sound. The Shine mode boosts the treble or the higher frequencies just a bit for more bite. This setting has more compression, yet the notes breathe well and comes out really clear. Next is the Horseman. I use the Horseman drive as my boost whenever I do lead parts because it has really great mids. And whenever I boost with the Horseman, I use the Silver mode because it provides more headroom and power for a thicker sound and more punchy tone character. The sound of these two pedals stacked together sounds really warm, and it's perfect if you're looking for that warm lead character. And for this sound, I have the Pulse on the 1960 IR, you have the damp reverb on, the edge delay, and yeah, the Queen of Tone. They can also produce a great gainy rhythm sound when combined. And for edge of breakup low gain sound, the Morningstar can give you a compressed and transparent sound with subtle saturation for a great bluesy tone. Stuck a Horseman on this with only a little bit of drive and level to drive it up even more. So as you can see, I positioned all of my modulation pedals between my main drive preamp pedal on the guitar side and the Pulse IR pedal, which simulates an amp setup with an effects loop. I treat the Queen of Tone as a preamp, so every pedal in between the Pulse and the Queen of Tone is like inside the effects loop of an amp. I like my modulations and time-based effects after my preamp and drive sound, so the guitar signal going into my setup will be clean. What's great about these new pedals from NUX is they are low amperage, so they don't draw a lot of power. Each of these pedals require less than 100 milliamps per pedal. Even the Queen of Tone requires less than 100 milliamps. This is why I can use a regular 9-volt adapter with all the pedals chained together. Maximum of this adapter is 500 milliamps, but I don't think it's good enough. It works, but I recommend to get a 9-volt adapter that can handle 1500 milliamps and up for optimal use. Okay, let's play something. Here's an original track I call Mike Made Me Do It. I have my live sound coming from a Headrush, and I'll also be recording this jam directly to my digital audio workstation on my laptop, Logic Pro, using the Pulse as an audio interface. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, let's go. Alright, that was fun. I actually had a lot of fun using this rig with one of my bands, and I will most definitely bring this with me to more gigs and upcoming recording sessions. So what do you guys think about this setup? Let me know in the comments below. And also, let me know what's your favorite pedal in the setup too. So thanks for watching, and I do hope you can do me that little favor of hitting the subscribe button, because it helps my channel in a huge way. Again, this is Joko, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.